In 1932, Thomas C. Skinner was appointed by Homer L. Ferguson to be the Mariners Museum staff artist. Ferguson was then the president of both the Newport News Shipbuilding and Dry Dock Company and of the museum. This would come to produce an unrivaled and very unique opportunity for Skinner, as he was assigned studio space within the yard. From here, Skinner could paint from life all phases of modern steel ship construction. From 6 of the paintings Skinner made, you can piece together the beginning processes from which shipbuilding started in the 1930s, the first being the Moldplot. Here the blueprints of the ship being built are fashioned into wooden templates. These templates are then used to fashion the steel hull and will comprise 85% of the ship's steel. It is important to have the templates precisely dimensioned so the steel piece made from them will fit perfectly without becoming warped or strained. Once each template is completed, holes are then drilled as a guideline for rivet holes. The templates are moved to the laying off shop where the wooden stencil is used to fashion the steel piece. Workers will then lay out 2 templates onto steel plates which will form the hull and bulkheads of the vessel. On the left side of the painting you can see men with hammers striking a punch at a rate of 100 to 150 times a minute to outline with prick marks the shape to which the metals will be cut. Once all work on the steel plate is done, men with small paintbrushes label each plate with information to identify its exact position in the finished vessel. The skeleton of the ship begins to take shape in the angle shed. Ship frames are formed into complicated shapes here. Men are working against time to obtain the correct curvatures before the white-hot metal cools and loses its ductility. In the background you can see the furnace where the frames are heated to working temperatures. Many types of castings are made from iron, steel, brass, aluminum, and more in the foundry. In the painting, you can see vapor rising from the heavy cast iron structures that support the mod. Timing of the pour, which is very important, is under the direction of the man seen at the left. In the background is the furnace from which the molten metal and a giant ladle has just been drawn. After 24 hours, the casting is shook out. In the forge hammer shop, you can see a heavy forge in the process of kneading a white-hot ingot, originally similar to those in the foreground, into a length of shaft suitable for driving the propeller of a large vessel. Each ingot weighs approximately 16,000 pounds. The massive forge is capable of exerting a force of 1,200 tons, and with the experience control necessary, is able to fashion objects of steel that are so uniform that they are many times stronger than the parent metal. It is at the machine shop where much of the work from the foundry and the forge hammer shop is given its final appearance and made its specific size. Work is piled up, waiting a turn at the layout table or a turning, boring, or drilling process. Recognizable are propellers, propeller shafts, a line shaft, a high-pressure turbine casing, and much more. Each of these shop structures will allow thousands of shipyard men to pick the very spot from which the picture was painted.